Hello, 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 hello to everyone. There has been, excuse me, an article that actually came out about a young woman, 25 years of age, that actually did not make it home back to, excuse me, North Carolina. She had went on a trip with some, I'm going to say, alleged friends, because these were not her friends from what I have read about this article. These were not true friends. Acquaintances, associates, but not true friends. Because true friends will not harm you, and true friends are not going to leave you in a different country. They're going to help you if something happens to you. Also, they're not going to watch you be assaulted and battered and not intervene to try to stop it from happening. They're not going to sit around and record it and say, at least fight back. They would have stopped the fight. And especially if someone is not fighting back, they're not going to stand around and, you know, edge it on, promote it, celebrate it, and all of that. And so I hope that this young woman's family receives the justice they're seeking. Now, they might have to get, hire a private detective. They might have to do all of that to get justice for their daughter and to get seek some type of relief and closure. And when you go to Mexico, that's why, uh, you have to be very careful where you go and who you go with. Where you go and who you go with. And I wonder if any of these people showed some signs that were with her, some signs that maybe in the past they had some issues with her, or maybe one of them had some issues and they were plotting something behind this young lady's back. Because I think the true friends should intervene when there's a fight, especially when the other party is not fighting back. And I also believe that these folks are all responsible for their actions or lack of actions. Because I think that somebody, knows the truth, or they all do, and they all need to be held accountable in some kind of way. And eventually they probably will be. So let's get into this story. It's Shanquella Robinson, and she is she's a young woman from North Carolina who died on a trip to Cabo, Mexico, with a group of friends in late October. And they say friends, but that friend thing is questionable, okay? Now, an autopsy report released earlier this week noted that Robinson died from a severe spinal cord injury and atlas luxation to her uppermost vertebrae, according to WJZY. Now, originally, the friends came back and they called her mother, and told them that she wasn't feeling well. But they had already come back from Cabo. They had already made it back while her body is still over there, and she had passed away. These are not friends. They're just not friends. For real, friends just don't do this, right? And so now chilling footage has surfaced that may offer more details about the young entrepreneur's death. Now, she was an entrepreneur. I believe she did hair, and she probably did their hair on top of it, and maybe gave them discounts, or she might even did their hair for free. Or she might have charged them and they were angry that she wouldn't do it for free. And so they said, we're going to get her. And maybe in the past, it was things that they were envious of and jealous of this young woman. And this was a way to get even with her and then lie about what really transpired. But see, I always say that you can't get away with lying, because eventually it comes back to haunt you. Because what you do in the dark, so shall come to light. And when people think they winning, they really not winning. And this is a case where these people, in the end, these people that was over there with her, they're not going to win, because it's all going to come out in the end, okay? And so on November 15th, a video of Robinson being brutally attacked by one of her friends, and I'm going to say again, questionable friends, began spreading across social media. In the video, an unknown woman can be seen punching Robinson several times, delivering powerful blows to her head, back, and neck. At one point during the attack, Robinson falls to the floor and begins covering her face to protect herself. Now, I'm not going to show the video on here. I will put the, the information for you to go, if you haven't already seen the video, to go look at the video. But I don't want to show that video because that's, I wouldn't want to do that to anyone's family member, to be showing a video. But in the video that I've seen, there is a woman punching her, and everything, and beating her, and so, and see, when this was first reported, it says she had went on a vacation with friends and she had died of alcohol poisoning. And that's what they claim, right? That it was alcohol poisoning. Well, according to the autopsy, there was no alcohol poisoning, listed on the death certificate. Nothing like that was listed. And that wasn't her cause of death. Instead, it was listed as a spinal cord injury. So if you're fighting someone and beating on them and they've had alcohol in their system and you're hitting them, you're kicking them, there can be a lot of injuries, and especially if the person isn't fighting back, right? And so it shows in the video that she is naked while a woman is beating her in the head a countless number of times, beating her in the head. So there's some trauma there as well. And so the alleged friends in the room are just recording the brutal attack on their phones. Don't they know that they are an accessory to it? And because they didn't render they didn't render any aid to this young woman. So they don't really understand that they are complicit in this young woman's death. They are complicit. So if they think they're going to get away with something, I'm afraid to let them know that they're not getting away with it. I'm afraid that they are just confused, and I'm going to let them know they are not going to get away with this, because now that it's out here and this video surfing around, there's going to be some investigators looking into this, probably some law enforcement people, and they are not going to get away with this. Now, they might think they are, and they may all be trying to lie together and get their stories together. And a lot of them told different stories, right? But they may be trying to come together to tell, what happened to save themselves, but they're not going to be saved. Some people, now I'm not going to say all, but I believe that some people that were over there and they came back and they left her over there for, I believe she was already deceased, but they are not going to get away with this. Now, they think they might be getting away with it, and I'm afraid to let them know that, whatever they thinking they got away with, they not getting away. In the end, and no matter how long it take, I believe this family is going to get the justice that they are seeking, and they are looking for justice. And so they was in the room recording this brutal attack on their phones. And at one point, Shanquella is on the ground and the alleged friends are cheering the other woman on. That's another thing. They cheered this on. And that's a crime within itself, that they cheered this brutal attack on. And the woman hit Shanquella in the head multiple times again. See, this woman that was beating on her, she allowed these people that was with her, these other people, maybe they were her friends, real friends, but not Shanquella, right? She allowed them to put a battery in her back. Yeah, see, you get pumped up. Your adrenaline starts going even more when people are pumping you up. Yeah, get it. All of this. And you know what? They are going to be held accountable. And I believe they will. In my opinion, I believe that they are going to be held accountable. And see, throughout the video, while the alleged friends are seen in the room recording the fight, one man repeatedly says, "At least fight back." And you can hear this man in the video. They're going to find out who he is too. Now, why would you tell her at least fight back? Instead of intervening, stop the recording. And even if you were recording it, you should have went over there and said, stop. Stop to the other woman. Stop, and got Shanquella up, so that she would not, and to try to get some aid rendered to her or something. Some medical help, but nope, he's saying at least fight back, knowing that she's probably not able to fight back. So hopefully justice will be served for Shanquella Robinson. And so this is really a sad situation here. With these alleged friends, it's sad. And so the Robinson family is really struggling to make sense of her untimely death. Initially, Shanquella's friends told her mother, Salamandra Robinson, that she had alcohol poisoning, which I told you that, prior to her death. And, you know, they told the mother that she wasn't feeling well. She had alcohol poisoning and they couldn't get a pulse. This is what they, you know, allegedly told the mother. And each one of the people that was there with her were telling different stories. And the mother came out and did an interview. So this is what the mother is saying. And so the mother knew something wasn't right when she received the autopsy report from authorities. She knew something wasn't right. And she probably already knew something in her spirit wasn't right prior to getting that report. Okay, so when the autopsy came back, they said it didn't have anything to do with alcohol. Salamandra explained. They said that she had a broken neck and her spine in the back was cracked. She had been beaten. And this is really sad because you're looking at a picture of a black young woman and the rest of them look black also. You know, the pictures that they showed of the so-called friends, you know what I'm saying, quote unquote, the so-called friends. So the Mexican authorities say that no foul play was involved, and they had said that basically from the beginning, that there was no foul play, you know, involved in this. But they did say the 7 guests checked into the Villa Linda 32 with Robinson before the tragic incident occurred. Now I wonder if she paid for it. She might have paid for the trip as well, or she might have paid. May have not have paid for their trip, and they was angry because maybe they felt she owed it because she had money and they wanted her to pay for their stuff and she refused to do. And see, that's the thing. A lot of times, and I'm just going to keep this real, a lot of times when people think you have money or you have it like that, they want you to pay for everything. And when you don't pay for things, people get angry, people get envious, people get jealous, and they want to lash out at you. They want to hurt you. And if you keep hanging around these type of people that really don't mean any good for you, they're leeches and they have their hands stuck out all the time and they get angry when you stop giving. And I'm not saying that this young woman was giving to them, but sometimes when you keep giving to people and then you cut them off, they get angry because if they're used to getting and you're giving to them, you're enabling them. So then when you cut them off, they get angry. Not saying that this is the case, but it might have been the case. See, there's a lot of questions that are unanswered. And, you know, we can think some things, not necessarily think about gossip or, you know, get some far-point view, far-point views out there. But what I am saying, far-point views, F-A-R, far-point views. But what I am saying is sometimes when a person seems to have more than someone else or others, they become envious. And I've seen this so much within the black community. Now, I'm just keeping it real. And this is real talk because even growing up, you know, with 7 brothers and no sisters, and my mother really did take care of us. I mean, as a single parent, and she dressed us well. And I had people that bullied me, and they were angry because I had 7 brothers and no sisters. Or they bullied me because I dressed nice. I mean, it's just silly little things that we go through, you know, as we grow up. And so as we become adults, we should put away childish things, right? But it's like sometimes people get angry when they think that you have more than them, or you have it like that and they don't have it like that, or they're envious because you are progressing in life, you have things. And according to this, she had a buzzing hair braiding business. So she was doing well, and maybe one of them had a hair braiding business. Maybe they were angry because her business took off and theirs didn't. There's a lot of answers, you know, questions, that are unanswered. And so a rep from the company said the group called the concierge for help when the incident happened. A doctor arrived shortly after and administered CPR on Robinson, but it was too late. They already knew she had passed away. I'm pretty sure they knew. If they couldn't get a pulse, they probably, the woman beat her up so bad, brutalized her, and beat her very bad, brutally beat her, and then they wanted to call after the fact, after they got their kicks off, after they got their rocks off, you know, and yeah, at least fight back. Come on now, you telling her to at least fight back? She cannot fight back, and you knew that, and if you were really her friend, you would have intervened. But no, you didn't. You sat there, you recorded it, you watched this woman get beat brutally, and then now when you calling the doctor, it's already too late. So the young star, who is known for her buzzing hair braiding business, died 15 minutes after she was injured. 15 minutes after she was injured. So she pretty much died, you know, passed away quickly. But this is the thing, you know, this is really sad that this happened to this young woman. And like I said, it's a black young woman, and then the rest of the group, was black as well. And so Salamandra, which is her mother, Miss Robinson's mother, said the entire group returned from Mexico, leaving her daughter's body behind. Now she wants answers. I know that's not going to bring my child back, but I want something done about it, she said. So she should definitely seek justice. And maybe they, like I said, might have to hire a private investigator. But anyway, Mexican authorities believe that there was no foul play involved in Robinson's murder, but this new video may tell otherwise. They didn't call us until the very last minute, and then on top of that, they said the maid found her. Wow. Salamandra said her daughter had a heart of gold. She loved everybody, and pretty much everybody loved her, she added. And see, that's another thing. People can be envious because you could be popular. And when people love you for the right reasons, I'm not saying for the wrong reasons, but when people love you for the right reasons, you can actually develop a lot of enemies that you don't consider them enemies, but they consider you an enemy. But don't people know that God loves your enemies just as much as he loves you? And if you've done these things, you will be held accountable, because see, there are consequences for people wrongdoing. There's consequences for people's actions. So a friend of Shanquella Robinson speaks out, and she says, so far, only one of Shanquella's friends has spoken out about the tragic incident. And in a video obtained by the Neighborhood Talk, one of her alleged friends said they were not present during the incident. Excuse me. The unknown man claimed he did not arrive in Cabo until a day after everyone else landed. And he's talking about that. So you can, like I said, you can go, and I've put the, information of where you can locate this particular information. And there may be some other articles out there, but mine came from Madame Mignor, and that's where the article that I'm talking about came from. So anyway, you all, leave your comments below. Don't forget to rate the channel, give it, the video, give it a thumbs up, share the video. And if you're not a subscriber, subscribe to the channel. And I actually want to know what you all think. Please leave your respectful comments below in the video, because I really would like to know what you all think about this particular situation. This is sad on many levels. And, again, you have to be careful who you travel with. You have to be careful who you make plans and arrangements to hang out with, especially out of the country. I mean, we see things happening so much in this country, but out of the country. And, you have to be very, very careful about all of this, because look at what happened. And again, it sounds like there was a lot of jealousy going on with this whole situation. So again, you guys, don't forget, like I said, leave your comments below. Thank you all, and I'll be back with you soon.